Well, hello there, everybody. This is Daniel Pinkowski. I've been doing Hapkido pretty much most of my life. I'm 64 years old, and I've been starting martial arts in 1964. This makes over 50 years of doing Hapkido, and I'm going to be bringing you these series of videos that are based on instruction for the beginner, for the black belt, and for the master, and for instructors on proper way of teaching Hapkido. Now you're probably wanting to know why. Why should I train from you? Why should I listen to you? Well, I've had the opportunity of starting my Hapkido training back in 1967 with a gentleman that came from the military police out of Korea. And then right out of high school, I went to Chicago to train with Kwang Sik-hyun in the style of Hanpuru, and he came in from Yongin University. He was one of the top Hapkido masters. He was teaching at Waukegan College and then was hired in by Sheriff Richard Elrod in Chicago to teach the Cook County Sheriff's Department. At that time, his school, he had two schools at the time, he did not take any children. You had to be 16 years old or older. And this was a different time. This is when it wasn't about certificates, it was about hard work, and a black belt was really a black belt at that time. I trained with him all during the 70s, 80s, and part of the 90s. And in 1991, I hooked up with Kwang Sik-myung from the World Hapkido Federation, and we formed the Midwest Hapkido Group. This was a group that met once a month in the Chicago Park District, and we invited all the Hapkido masters and instructors and black belts and students from around the Chicagoland area to come to this event. And we would hold this on a Saturday and Sunday. We would bring in Master Myung from California on a Friday night. We'd have a dinner for him, and everybody would meet, and then we would have all day Saturday and all day Sunday for special instructions, which went on from 9 o'clock in the morning until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And we did this kind of in a round robin session where I would pass the torch off to another school owner, and it was his responsibility for the following month to bring in Master Myung, collect the money, and distribute. And we would do this, and we did this for well over 10 years, and it was very successful. Out of that, we have a lot of students in the Chicagoland area. Right now, I'm coming from you from Shenzhen, China. This video will be a little bit longer. I'm going to be having a whole series of videos, but they'll be very short, specific on each topic and one topic only, going into detail about that. We'll start off at a white belt level to yellow belt, 9th GUP, 8th, 7th, 6th. I don't want to get into colors because different schools have different colors. We're going to call it GUP. Currently, I have schools in Cairns, Australia, Beijing, China. We also have a school here now in Shenzhen. This is where I'm taking this video at. This is next to my house. I'm in a fight club here. They got a beautiful mat, boxing ring, heavy bags, and we hold classes here. I'll be starting a school in Moscow because there's a lot of Russians that come here to do business, and I have a few guys here that are really into Hapkido, and there's few Hapkido schools in Russia, but nobody with a high level of experience, because up until 1989, martial arts was illegal in Russia, so they've only had martial arts since 1990, so there's not very many high-level individuals. Basically, what I want to do is bring this all to you people. We will be doing this on a daily basis. I'm going to be making a whole series here this next month. It is now getting ready for Chinese New Year. I am not leaving the area. I'm staying here, but basically everything is shut down. I have no more classes. I have no more business to do for almost 4 weeks. So during this time, I'm going to organize and put together these videos for everybody to know about. So basically, I've also worked with In-Sun Suh. I brought him into Chicago for several seminars. I was one of the leaders for sharing knowledge with other masters. Some of these masters now have passed. Grandmaster Kwang Sik-myung, he passed away with diabetes a few years ago. Sad to say. And a lot of the old masters are basically fading away, and now it's time for me to step up to the plate and fill in these shoes of these masters, grandmasters who are passing. I'm a little disappointed in the martial art industry as I've seen it grow over the years. A lot of students are more interested in basically collecting certificates and, you know, bragging about what rank they are, but when it gets to knowing technique or transmitting the knowledge to their students, they're lacking in a lot of different ways. And again, you're saying, well, what about me? Why me? Well, I've been coming to China now for almost 25 years. I did tours to Shaolin Temple, and we've taken people like Cynthia Rothrock. I've met with Dan Severn, a good friend of mine. Eric Lee has come here to the Shaolin Temple. Diana and Asano Ron Balicki, Dave Garrison. We've had Mark Gary. We've had tons of people that have come here for tours to Don the Dragon Wilson. He was here in Beijing for an event, and he basically stayed at my house here when I was living in Beijing. So these are people who are personal friends of mine. Bill Wallace is a real good friend of mine too. And I'm not just saying to say, hey, you know, I know these guys, and you ask them if they know me, they're going to say, yeah, I know him. I can pick up the phone and call these individuals. I don't have to say who I am. They know me by my voice. So we communicate on a regular basis. So a lot of people like to brag about celebrities they know, and when you ask a celebrity if they know that person, they go, I never heard of them, you know. So I've been around for a while. We've taken some other masters here. I am now still going to be living here. I've been went back to Florida for about 6 years, and now I've been back here to Shenzhen, China for almost 2. I'm going to be here for about another 2 years, and I'm heading up training Hapkido here for the whole country of China. I'm basically in with the MMA of China, and I'm also in with the head Wushu committee in Beijing and also Beijing Sports University. So without any further ado and talking on and on, basically I'm going to get into some techniques here, and I'll be putting in a whole series of these, and we're going to start off with, like I said, the white belt level. Looking forward to subscribing and liking my channel. Hit the notification bell, because I will be putting several videos up for all you guys that are Hapkido enthusiasts. You're going to get a lot of good knowledge on this. If you already know some techniques, you're going to be fine-tuning these techniques, because I'm going to bring out some very, very intricate things. Also, during the 90s, we were taking tours to Capital University of Medical Science in Beijing, also to Zhejiang College of TCM. We've done over 12 or 13 tours, 4 weeks at a time, taking doctors, martial artists, other people, and learning about pressure points, learning about Chinese medicine. I do have a degree in Chinese medicine, been studying it now for over 35 years. So we're going to get into the channels. Living here in China, I've had a chance to do a lot of Yang style, Wu style, and Chen style Tai Chi Chuan. A lot of Qigong. I'm living in a mountain village called Wutong Mountain. The Qin Wu Athletic Association is here. A lot of Qigong people are here. Every morning I get out and I do my thing with some Tai Chi and Qigong. So I'm going to incorporate that, because, you know, Hapkido has a lot of good factors about that. So without any further ado, I'm going to exit here, go into my next video, and we're going to kind of give a little history of Hapkido. We'll see you on the next video. Stay tuned.